friends. Do you ever convince yourself you're pregnant? I feel like that's what I did this month. I'm not, but another negative pregnancy test. I'm sure my period's just like right around the corner. But I totally had convinced myself that I was pregnant. Anyways, I'll talk about it once more people hop on. We're gonna shave our face today. We're gonna do a little jewelry unboxing. I lost my favorite pair of sunglasses, ordered another pair, so I was gonna show them to you because they're such a great deal. Anyways, we're just gonna have fun together. I don't normally talk about this, but, well, why not? Also, I feel like a lot of other people try monthly to get pregnant, and then it's like, well, and this morning I was feeling like in a weird mood about it, and then I was like, I bet there's other people out there who feel this way, and I just normally don't talk about it, and so today we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll just kind of like go with the flow or whatever. And then now I just ordered like a actual tracker, like test your hormones. Like I do have PCOS, which I know that can play a role in it. That's why we're gonna shave our face today and all the things. Or it might just be like not God's timing or a no for me. And I'm completely okay with that too. So I'm okay with all the things. Good morning. But I've been so sick to my stomach the last few days, like very, very, very nauseous, and weird things have smelled bad to me, like my husband's breath, like the way he smelled after the gym, the way the fridge smells when I open it, like gagging, stinking. And then I got sick 2 times 2 nights ago. I just could not handle the smell of the chicken cooking, and it physically threw up. I also think maybe I could have eaten something like that upset my stomach. I have had weird GI issues lately. Anyways, but I had convinced myself, you know, like all the things you're like, am I? And I was like, I think I am. I'm not. Anyways, maybe I've just had like a weird stomach bug. Or maybe it's still my GI stuff not healed up. But I did think it was, our brains are crazy. Good morning. Okay, everybody's dropping a 1 for the live, a 2 for the replay. ChatGPT failed me. I booked our surprise trip for Adam's birthday based on one event that we wanted to go to. I asked ChatGPT what the days were. It gave me a set of dates. This is just creatine. It helps with brain fog, lean muscle, bloating, excess water weight. I'm just adding it to my TrimFit ingredients. So ChatGPT gave me a weekend, and they were like, this is the date of that festival. Perfect. I booked my flights, our flights. I start going through the process, and then I ask like, okay, well, what time do we need to arrive at? Da 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 da. And it's like, unfortunately, it's not this weekend, it's the following weekend. I was like, you told me. This is why AI controlling the world would make you terrified. I was like, you told me it was this weekend. They're like, unfortunately, it was that weekend last year, but this year it's the following weekend. So I booked this whole birthday trip around this darn pumpkin activity that now the pumpkin activity is not even that weekend. So I did find another pumpkin activity all the way in Maine, but it will take 5 hours of driving. So, but maybe it won't be bad to drive through the New England area. Just another reminder that ChatGPT is great, but sometimes fact check yourself, especially on big things like buying a flight, which I did not do. TrimFit greens. Anyway, the test is too early. I don't know. Possibly. I took an early test. And even last night, I was like standing up, getting out of the shower. Obviously, you're standing up when you get out of the shower. Oh no, I did stand up. I was taking a bath with Veda. Also, that is why my hair looks greasy. She washed my hair and put so much conditioner in it. And we rinsed and rinsed, and I should have done another wash. But I stand up, and I was like, I literally feel like I look like, not pregnant, but like bloated, like, I don't know. I have like an inverted uterus, and then I'm just a short torso. So typically by the time I pee on a stick, I already have like a little bump going. That's always been how it is. And I was like, I swear, I just feel and look pregnant. But it's not. But I did take an early one. I haven't missed my cycle yet, so maybe in 2 or 3 days. I don't know. If that happens, I'll tell you. But as of right now, no. So I don't know. And then I'd convinced myself, I saw a video that your ovulation kit could early detect. And so I like used an ovulation kit, and it had 2 lines on it. You're not supposed to have 2 lines when you're ovulating, or when you're about to start. But then today that was gone. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I just am driving myself crazy and just watching like hours of TikToks of other people who have like what their symptoms were and what day post ovulation they found out they're pregnant. Mirror. These are the worst tweezers of all time. I will never recommend them to anyone. I don't know where all my other tweezers are, and we're gonna shave our face, but I like to get the really hairy ones first. I think this one has a mirror. So I have so many chin hairs. We're going on a little drive today. We're gonna be vlogging actually, and we're going somewhere fun. But I have this thing, you know, cars bring out your chin hairs, like you just see them. Also probably should show you my legs or put on jeans. Show you a full outfit, but my legs are a little hairy. But I hate going on a road trip with my husband when I have like a mustache or chin hairs or hairy legs. I do the hairy leg one all the time, but I probably do all of them all the time. But I feel like in the car, he'll like look over and I'm like, I bet the sun is just giving them away. We've been trying for another baby since January. So, like actively trying, but if it doesn't happen, I'm totally at a point where I'm like happy either way. My life is so good and full and honestly really great how it is, but I also would really love to have another baby, and my husband would love to have another baby, and they both have pros and cons. So typically it's just because I feel like I felt weird that I thought like maybe this is the month. I don't know. Okay. If anyone has ever done that New England route, we'll be flying into Boston, and it'll be in October for the leaves. If you have ever done that, then if you have ideas, if you have to stop here, this is amazing, try this, definitely send them my way. Okay, I think I have to do this every day. Honestly, I feel like it's karma for telling my grandmother and my mother, like, I see your 10 hairs. And then the Lord was like, and I will bless you 10 times. But I also am just like in a, Lord, your will be done. You know, like, I feel like God knows everything. Obviously. And it's like, if this isn't the right time or season, or it shouldn't happen, or this is just how the size of our family, then that's it. I'm good. Okay, here we go. We're gonna use these. I love these. Tweezers stink. These tweezers are horrible. Don't buy them. These I have bought probably 10 packs. Not kidding. My hands are really slippery now. I have tried several different brands. I have this one, and I also like, there's same link as these, but there's like a really powerful, like heavy duty, it's Tweezerman's brand, but it's a metal one, and I love that. But this is just a new dermaplaning disposable one, and I'm putting my hair up because I have accidentally, my hair looks so greasy. I took a bath last night. Okay. Is anybody else in their trying to conceive phase? Okay, I put on Pomifera Pure Oil. This is from Pomifera. It is the same Pomifera oil that's in Pomifera Rose, except without any of the other blends. I love this for sunspots. I love this. You can use it skin tags, warts, deep wrinkles, emerging wrinkles, fine line. Like, it's such a good product. But I love having my face to have something a little slippery on it, like this, when I go to shave, because you guys, so satisfying. I gotta find my little clean cloths. Where did they go? Here they are. Because we're gonna want one of these. Your makeup will also sit so much better on your skin. I do have kind of, my hair comes down, and I just kind of trim that up a little bit because I think it's a little more feminine and I don't have quite as much hair going on right here. But that's just me. Okay. All right. Stick to one side of your face. And then work to the other, or else you will miss sections of hair. I love, if you're at a spa, you can get a dermaplaning where they go in with like a very flat razor and they do it, and it is just so satisfying and the smoothest. And normally they'll give you like a tiny mini facial. It's around $30. So if you're getting Botox or anything, or a facial, you can always add dermaplaning, but your girl's hairy. So I'm actually fuzzy with a few. I've had laser hair removal before, actually 5 times on my face, and I just still have some, I like to call them goat hairs. They're like the thick, coarse ones. And I'm not really shaving those. I like to pluck those first because they will come back like as a blunt black hair, but this doesn't come back stiffer, coarser. Okay. And I'm a little fuzzy right here. If you were fuzzy like on your forehead, your hairline, anywhere you notice that you're like, I don't really love where that kind of begins and ends, then I just do this to where it's more like tapered to middle of my ear. I feel like that's a good feminine. You know, when it's all the way, like if I don't do this at all, my little, this part is like all the way down here. And if you're not careful, you're a little beardy. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, I do put something on before I dermaplane. I just put on the Pomifera Pure Oil, and it makes it to where it doesn't tug on my skin. And that's how I do it. And then my skin feels really nice and hydrated. I'm gonna wipe a little bit of the oil off just because I'm about to do my makeup. And I do feel like the oil makes it to where my makeup doesn't sit quite as nicely, but, all right. And you can either reuse this or throw it away. I feel like you can get a couple of uses out of it, but I also scrape out lipstick with a Q-tip. So decide what person you are. So I've never had a problem getting pregnant before, ever. We thought we would have an issue with Veda, possibly just because of PCOS and just different things. And so we had visited a fertility clinic that morning. They gave us an estimate that it might take, I get cysts on my ovaries, like just different things. And they're like, it might take up to a year. Well, then that night, I don't know, I just had this weird, I'm like a chronic tester anyways, love tracking and testing. And so that night I was like, I'm just gonna take a test. Well, I was pregnant with Veda. All of my other kids have been like accidents, like surprises, like what, how in the world, like just happened. And so this is the first time where it's been like, oh man, we've like been every month, like maybe this month for a little bit now. Christy, that's amazing. She said she turns her used razors upside down so she knows which ones she's used. I love that. I listed the dermablades in the description of this video. I really don't know if I put them in the comments. I can't cut everything. They're in the description of the video. So all the links are there. Okay, I'm starting a new devotion. It is called Live a Praying Life, and I just got this and I'm just starting. I actually haven't started yet. I got it yesterday and it came in the mail, but it is a devotion about prayer, but it has cutouts, like little questions that you can fill in, which as somebody who really struggles to stay on task, I find I do really, really well with questions. So this one, I'll just give you an example. Think back to your childhood. What were your impressions of prayer? What part did it play in your life? Do you remember any experience with prayer that helped define it for you, either positive or negative? And then you can fill that in. And then who was the first person whose life of prayer made an impression on you? And then who are the people in your life who have modeled a relationship with God that made you realize there was something deeper? But for me, I grew up in the church of God, and prayer was definitely something we spent a long time doing as a child. We would go to all-night prayer. We would do prayer for sick. We would do prayer for the nations. We would do, prayer was always a big part. I have seen people physically healed, like out of a wheelchair, has been in a wheelchair for 12 years. I have seen people like, you know, like just healed, right? From prayer. And so that's what I would say impacted me, was seeing people like at their lowest and God showing up for them, or me at my lowest, like, or feeling the tangible presence of the Holy Spirit like that from an early age. Hey, Adam, can you call the gate? Sorry, my gate's calling me. But that made a big impact in my life, of where it was like, I think if you experience and feel and see, like, it's hard for someone to say like, well, God isn't your all. And it's like, well, I completely have felt him moving in my life. So anyways, I'm excited to use this book, and I'm excited to be more intentional of like praying, because I think prayer is a powerful tool. Even science is now backing up how you can be praying for someone not even near them and it affects their cells. Is that not crazy? Or that when we are made up of mostly water, right? But when we're praying, our cells go from really scattered and all jumbled together to like unison and beautiful, and they look like a snowflake. It's just absolutely absolutely beautiful. If you haven't studied what prayer and meditation does for your mind, it is so good. Can anyone hear me? They called and it might have knocked my sound off. I'll read this last little one just in case you can. If you can't, you might have to hop out and hop back in. let me know. Okay, write out your own heart cry to your prayer teacher. What is your prayer as setting live a praying life? Yes, you can hear? Okay, good. I'll point the mic more towards me. It might be, it's sitting kind of on a makeup brush. I always worry. Okay, anyways, really excited about this. If you're looking for a new devotion, I have heard really good things about this. One of my friends has been going through it. She's been doing it for a few months, but it's Open Your Life to God's Power and Provision. Also during times like I have had where we didn't know how we were going to eat. We didn't know how, we went through a lot of struggle, like early on in my adulthood until I was like almost 30. And so many times where I was like, okay, I don't know how I will fill up my car with gas. I don't know. And just prayerfully believing, like I was always a firm believer in tithing. Even if you didn't have it, like tithe it and God will just provide it. And also that, pray for it. And that God will just open doors and bless you and it will come. And as long as you keep your life aligned with Him, that miracles will happen. And that's just kind of how I have always believed. And I have literally witnessed that firsthand in my life. I have witnessed like strangers filling my car up with gas or giving me clothes or jackets for my kids, or I have ran into someone I haven't seen in 20 years at the grocery store and they come back around and they're like, listen, the Lord put it on my heart. I would like to fill your truck up with groceries. Like I would like to, you know, she was like, I don't have a lot of money, but I coupon, and she filled my whole van up with like diapers, wipes, laundry detergent, food, like things she had excess of from her couponing. And when we were headed to her house, I can remember I was like, how far away is it? In my mind, I was thinking like I only had like 6 miles until empty. I had enough to get to the store and then get home. We were like in a small circle, and then get the kids to school the next day before I knew maybe we were very much like hour by hour, not like day by day. And so as we were leaving, I was like, how far away, you know, and she's like, oh, it's just down the road. So I thought, thank God. And on our way out, she was like, I have to get gas, you know, if you just wait behind me, you know, then you can follow me there. I was like, perfect. So I'm waiting behind her, and she comes over to my car and she was like, hey, I'm just going to fill your car up with gas too, just in case you need it, you know? And she had no idea we were struggling, what we were going through. She was just like, I just feel so strongly. This is what the Lord wants me to do. I don't want this to offend you, but would you be open to it? And I'm like, offend me? No, you have no idea. Like I was crying in the Bilo. We were like, Bilo's like a grocery store in Tennessee, in the ice cream aisle. And we prayed together, I cried, and then I headed to her house. She like grabbed a couple of things. On the flip side, I also think God has used us, not a stranger's house. I've had strangers do things. This, I'd known her like 20 years prior. So I wasn't friends with her. So, but it was one of my mom's friends from growing up. So when we were at like church together, I was probably 7. She worked nursery, and I knew her from then, but I hadn't seen her in like literally 20 years. And so it's not really a stranger, but not really. Not a close acquaintance. Like I didn't know where she lived. Hopefully that clears that up. But things like that, you know. And then, but I have given strangers like money before in the store, or I've prayed with strangers like in a store. I don't know. I think that God will do things that you just feel on your heart that this is what you're supposed to do. You just have to believe. And sometimes I've done things where I feel like, okay, this is so uncomfortable. This is what I feel like the Lord wants me to do. And the person's like, no, I'm good. And you're like, oh, that's so weird. But sometimes I think it's just obedience. So whatever, you know, like I can't determine the outcome, but I do feel like you can be obedient to the Spirit. But anyways, that's why I'm super excited to do this book, because that is an area where I think it has powerful power in your life, life-changing power, so that you can be a vessel and good to others, and God is good to you, and just like this full circle moment. And I don't think I've been using, like, I will pray when I'm driving or walking, or every now and then I'll, you know, I pray for my kids before they go to bed or kind of thing. But I haven't just sat down and like interceded prayer or continued to go over a list of things I pray for daily. I have gone through seasons where I did that a good amount. And I hate to say, but like sometimes seasons where we were more desperate, I feel like when you like literally have no other hope but that Jesus did save you. And at some points when you're like a little more, you know, not having to worry like about buying milk today, you can get caught up. Like, I'm still very, very grateful. I just want to be intentional about prayer. So, and being obedient. And anywho, all right. Speaking of odd answered prayers, that a long time ago, I used to, anytime I would want something and we didn't have it, I would be like, the Lord is going to give me more makeup than I know what to do with. I would have like crumbs of a bronzer. Or I would want jewelry or clothes, or I couldn't even afford like a $3 Target clearance shirt. And I would be like, the Lord is going to give me more clothes than I know what to do with. The Lord is going to give me more jewelry than I know what to do with. And the Lord heard, our words are so powerful, right? And literally, like, this is a blessing from Lavender Blue. They sent me this for free. What a miracle. And I do think that so much of what I have gotten to do in my career now has literally been like God winks to me of like, you're right. Like, and I did believe, I didn't know how, like, but I did believe God is just going to give me more abundant than I know what to do with. Like, and, the mosquito guy's here. Hang on. Hey, Adam, do you care to get that? It's the mosquito guy. We have a guy who comes and sprays our yard for mosquitoes. I have to find scissors. Ivory, come. Ivory, come. Come. Good girl. You hear my husband speaking Spanish? She's like, hola, buen dia. He actually got so good at Spanish. He took Spanish in college, and he remembered a lot of it, which is amazing. I did not take Spanish. I didn't go to college. And I did not take Spanish in school. I was homeschooled, and then really I started working full-time at 14. So my education definitely didn't make it to another language. And so we're just digging in with the pokey tweezers. But it's so cute. He's like really getting good at Spanish. But I totally believe that God supplies all of our needs. But I also think He knows the desires of your heart. And imagine having kids and knowing like they really want something, or this really fills their cup, and being able to do it. Like, you just have it sitting free in your garage, right? And you've not used it, or you're not planning to. You don't need it. Like, of course I would give it to my children. And I feel like that's how God is. Like, God is like, hey, I want to be, if we ask Him. Sometimes we are like over here struggling in our own little struggle bus, like barely making it. And it's like, well, the Bible clearly says, like, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open. Like, how many things in our lives are we just not getting because we haven't been asking? Or there's the offs. Like, I prayed in tongues, anointed my grandmother's feet, anointed her head, like prayed religiously for her to be healed, prayed for her all the time, prayed for her in person, prayed for her like laying with her, and she passed away, you know. But I also have to believe that like God is a good God, and there is sometimes people don't get healed even when you're praying for them to get healed, like, or sometimes things, but I do think that the Bible literally says like all things work together for the good of those who serve Him. So anywho, I believe it. All right, let's see what Lavender Blue sent you today. Thank you so much. They increased my code to 40% off. And it goes until the 8th. So if you need anything lavender blue, check that out. And sometimes unanswered prayers are blessings too, right? Even when that's hard to like swallow. Oh, I love that, Jennifer. She was healed, just not on this side, right? Okay, lavender blue. Sometimes they put the labels on them and that really helps me. I don't know the names of these because, sorry, they don't have the labels. But they have so many cute things. This, she looks expensive and heavy. Look at this. Let's try it on. I have actually been wanting I looked for one on Pinterest the other night. I had no idea she was sending me this. I saw a girl on the internet. But she had, it looked like, it was kind of a look almost just like this. It was a really classy look with a thick chain. And I was like, I really need to find a thick chain like that. That's beautiful. I love this. I have a ring from them. We might go into my bedroom and I'll show it to you because it is really discounted. I'm posting a story about it today. I filmed it when I looked cute. But it's a black like diamond ring from them, and oh, I have a bag with cherries. I'll show it to you. Well, this is cute. So I have a black diamond ring from them. I've been looking for one since 2022. I went to a birthday party and the girl had a friend there who had a beautiful black diamond ring. It was 5 carats. I asked her how big it was because in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna have one of these one day. I went home, I stalked her on Instagram and took a screenshot of her page where you could see her ring in her hand. She was like doing something and you could see the ring, and I took a screenshot and I put it in my favorites. That was 2022. Since then, we have gone to several countries, New York, Canada, New York isn't a country, but you know what I mean. We've gone to several places, and I've been on the hunt for this black diamond. Oh, that's adorable. I even have cherry earrings. That's so cute. I wouldn't wear it with this outfit because I feel like this is more classic, but I would totally wear this with anything with fun colors, or I love wearing reds with like greens or oranges or pinks. So we looked around. I did find a black diamond ring that was a little less than 5 carats. It was $12,000, and that was at like the discounted diamond whatever in New York. And I was like, well, I love it, but that's not even optional for me to spend $12,000 on a ring. So one day, all of a sudden I saw someone post about a black diamond ring, and it was lavender blue, and I sent her a message and I was like, you have no idea how much I've wanted one of these. They are so cute. If you ever want me to show it, get an extra one, anything, I would love to. And so she sent it to me, so I'm going to show it to you. It's just not in here. So cute. Okay. And I love this. Okay, this is my favorite thing I got. Oh, I'm so glad. I used to have a medallion from a different company, and it turned green because it wasn't really great jewelry. And it wasn't really expensive jewelry either, but it didn't make it. It didn't. Nobody likes a green neck. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they have 40% off. Let's go to the bathroom. I'm all over the place today, you guys. My husband, he was like, we're gonna leave to go. He's taking me, do you wanna hear what we're doing? He's taking me on an adventure today. Ivy, you wanna come? Come on, you can come with me. She got a cute haircut, but he's taking me, there's a farm here that I've wanted to go to since we moved here, and you can like help feed baby animals, and that's where we're going today. I'm so happy, but we have to leave soon because we have to get kids from school, and you know, if I don't get out the door, that's not gonna happen. Whoops, prop you up right here. Put on my little rings. These are just from Amazon, but they go with my Aura ring. I don't have my wedding ring on right now. Don't want to go to the farm and they not think I'm married. Have all these farmers just, you know, hitting on me. That'd be crazy. So we'll put our wedding ring on. Okay, here's the ring from Lavender. And I normally stack it with another ring. I could also stack it with my little tiny rings. Let's back to the bedroom. Also, talk about tracking. I just got this in. I've never used one of these. It's a Mira hormone tracker to try and track fertility. I'll let you know how it goes and if it's helpful. But this ring is gorgeous. And with the 40% off deal, it makes it, I know it's under $300, which is amazing compared to $12,000. But this is a moissanite, and it comes with all of your like little lab certification things. Okay, you guys, is this not the most beautiful? So cute. Oh, that's a good idea. May not want to wear white for the animals. Cute shirt, but you can snuggle them. That's a great idea. Actually, this full outfit doesn't really look farm, but anything that I was gonna wear slouchy would look so ugly for a video today. And I was like, well, I'll put on something cute. But now the more I'm thinking about it, I bet I'll look so gross at a farm with a white shirt. It's when you try and then you fail. Okay, so here's this. It is cute. It sets beautifully. That's how this girl's was. Her name was Jonesy, and it was so beautiful. I just like was mesmerized the entire time we were eating dinner. Like every time I was like, she's gonna think I'm such a weirdo for just watching her so intently, but I was like, I'm obsessed with her ring, and I ended up telling her. Okay, so that's the ring. If you like stack it with another set of bands, you could stack this with, I love that it's high because you could stack it with any kind of bands. There it is with a couple. Those bands I think were $7 on Amazon. They're not expensive. I like a good mix of high-low, meaning some stuff is super, super cheap, and every now and then I just can't help myself. Okay, all of this is lavender blue. Yes, and it's 40% off with the code SWAN, and I put it in the description of the video. So. Also, I had a weird, do you ever have like a spiritual moment? I just saw this message about the Spirit spoke to me yesterday, reminding me of the promises to Abraham. Although Abraham didn't live in some of those promises here on earth, his bloodline did. So incredible to me that my prayers I may not witness, but my bloodline will. I absolutely love that. And I did come from like a very praying family. And one day I was at a women's retreat, and a person came up to start speaking, and she was like leading the prayer. I'll tell you, like in our church, a lot of praying going on, and it's just so powerful, and as there should be. But she came up and she prayed this prayer, and it was so powerful. And she said, at this point my grandparents had passed away, but she said, I pray, sorry, the guy is spraying our house for bugs. He sprays our house with a non-toxic elderberry spray. So it is non-toxic, which that's great. Anyways, so she says, she gets up there and she goes, I'm pray that every prayer that has ever been prayed over you by your previous generations, by your grandparents, grandparents, any prayer that's been prayed over your bloodline, any prayer that's been prayed for their future children, grandchildren, future generations. And she was like, I pray that it retouches the ears of Jesus right now. Bring it up again in heaven, God. Hear every prayer that has ever been prayed over you. And I just could not, like, it felt just so, like, imagine every prayer that, like, all the people in your family, all that you have ever said again, like, let it retouch the ears of Jesus, and let it, like, echo through heaven right now. I just was like sobbing because it was so overwhelming. Because it's one thing to think like you pray a prayer once and that you're like, okay, well, one and done, you know, like, and it never occurred to me that like that prayer not only has power like in the moment, but that prayer is like out there powerful. Like it is just, I don't know, it was so beautiful. And it also made me think like I want to pray prayers for my future grandchildren, for my grandchildren's children, for my children's children. Like I want to pray prayers of favor over them. I want to pray prayers of like blessing and protection, and that like I don't know, I just began to have this heart of like my powers are prayerful, or my prayers are powerful, and that I want to pray for friends in a different way. Like, and that's why I think you can go through seasons where you're like hardcore, you have a moment like that and you're like prayer journaling for whatever, months, weeks, days, however long that high of it lasts, of I'm gonna do this, and then life happens. And then sometimes you're like, oh no, like I can't remember the last time I wrote down a prayer and like prayed over it. If you don't have a prayer journal where you write out your prayers and then write out when God like answered them, that is something I wish. I kind of lose a lot of things, so I've never had like a dedicated prayer journal, but I think I'm gonna start one. But I definitely have had hundreds, if not thousands, of answered prayers, and it's just so beautiful. But okay, here's this ring. I don't remember where I got it. It is not, it looks like a Cartier ring, but it's not. It's, I think I got it from a company named maybe Park Lane. It's too big for my finger here, but I don't mind it because this fits my finger well, and I just think this is so cute together. But you could probably get it, something like this, on Amazon. It's just a, so I've been wearing it kind of like this, just like a really cute, chunky stack. But I just think this is just absolutely, like, is that not, if you were out to dinner with someone, they're like, hi, how are you? And they're like eating and drinking, you would be mesmerized. I also just love giant rings. Oh, I love big everything. I just love, I'm going through that business coaching, and she was like, what is it about it? Like, how does this heal your inner child? Or why do you think you like things? And I was like, I just think I love things because they're so beautiful. I didn't really have things before, but I always wish I had. But I was like, I am not ever, it's never because I'm like, oh, when I impress somebody, like sometimes I'm most impressed by like a $7 item. I was like, so it's nothing about that. I was like, I genuinely just love beautiful things. Like they bring me such joy. Like I want to be just the most fabulous estate sell when I pass on years and years from now. Like that it's, she had just fabulous things. Just love them. Oh, Ellie. Okay, she said, you're making me cry. I've prayed so much for my son to be released and healed from addiction and alcohol. He's coming home next month after 2 years in a treatment place. Could I ask everyone to pray for my Joe? I'm scared for him to come back to town. I just pray for him to stay strong in his sobriety. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know so many people who have gotten sober and been able to stay sober. And that is a miracle. And I pray that for your son, Joe, that he will have no desire whatsoever, that even the thought of it repulses him. Right. I have not done a great job getting ready today. I might end up having to wear the slick back hair or a hat because I don't know if this dry shampoo is going to cut all this conditioner. Who doesn't love beautiful things? I don't know. Some people, like, my husband's not a things person. Maybe it's a man. Or, I don't think my mom is either. Somebody's calling me, but I have no idea who it is. But some people are like, no, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, you know, I don't want like the clutter or the knickknacks, or it doesn't like really bring joy or whatever. It does for me. I love a good plate. Show me beautiful dishes. I love cups. I love art. Hey, Adam. Somebody keeps calling over and over, but it's like a Dorado number. Do you know, or is anybody calling you? Anyways, I do. But my husband, he is more like not how cute it is. It's more like, does it do the job, and how cheap can I get it? And I do love a good deal, but I definitely gravitate more towards like, well, but how does it make my, like, I live more in my feels. Like, how does it make me feel? Does it make me feel really happy? But that's why this drop has been so fun, because I feel like I look like a founding father right now. Maybe we'll pull one or two of these down. I'm probably gonna wear a hat today. Let's just screw it. This job has been so fun because literally my job is to find things I love, or like beautiful things, or beautiful makeup, or whatever, and just share it. And if somebody else likes something beautiful, maybe they like it too. So great. So I will add your son Joe to, I'm actually gonna do it right now. I'll add it to my book so that whenever we're going through, is it Ellie who posted that? Yes, Ellie and her. I'll add it right now because I don't want to forget. Pray for Ellie's son Joe coming home from rehab. Bring addiction off of his life. And a blessed future. Okay, have that, and then when I start this, I'll pray for Joe. But I would love to do that. A long time ago, I talked about doing this, and but I would even love if we did. It's just a little awkward, kind of like our worship session. It was fabulous, but it was a little awkward. But because we can't really play music together. But I would love, even if one day we sat and it was like either facing the ocean or something, or it could be facing me. I don't know, wherever the Spirit leads me. But that we just pray together. Like if people have prayer requests, like how can I pray for you today? And just read through them and just pray together. Is that anything anybody would be interested in? I grew up in an alcoholic home, and my dad has been sober now 2 years. It's the longest he's ever been sober. He did get sober for 18 months when I was young. And I'm so proud of him. And he has been sober now over 2 years. So I definitely understand, like, alcohol has just ran in my whole family. Even my papa, who I love so much, struggled with alcohol addiction. And it is hard. Like, and that is a big reason why I don't drink. Why I've never really chosen to drink. I've had a drink here and there, but I can remember just having like my parents fighting so bad. I was probably 13. I had my sister hidden in a closet, and I had my Bible, and they were fighting, and they were like throwing like glass, like picture frames and stuff. And I can just remember being like, I will never, because I did have a good childhood in some ways. Some of my childhood was great. It was just, you didn't always know what you're going to come home to. And it's like no shade or anything, no resentment, anything. But I do remember being in the closet. They were fighting. I had my sister in there. She probably would have been like 6 or 7 or 7. And just, I remember being in there, and physically saying, like, I will never drink. Like, I will never do this to my family. Like, that they will not know what they're coming home to, like, as a young person. And so as I got older, obviously there's opportunities to drink or whatever. I think I just saw, and you can go one of two ways, and then I had kids at 19 before I was even drinking age. So for me, I didn't ever hit, maybe it could have been different had I gone out and gone on a party phase. Easily could have definitely have like somewhat of an addictive personality, or at least I know what I could do to a sleeve of Oreos, you know. I'm like done. But I never started drinking and never had the same desire to drink, because I just saw how destructive alcohol is. And so I'll definitely be praying for him, because it can change your life, like being sober. And my dad is living such a great life right now, and so getting to like experience things. And I wish I'd had like that relationship with him more younger, you know. I have a great relationship with my dad, but some of my childhood has a lot of bad memories, and I wish I didn't necessarily have that. But I also am a firm believer everything happens for a reason, and God can use every ugly circumstance for his good. And that I would not be who I am today if it wasn't, you know. And you get to make the decision if you're going to continue down a generational path of destruction, or if you're going to be the one that's like, we're not doing this anymore. And, you know, I'm really grateful for that. All right, coriander. But a lot of people will be like, come on, like, and I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like the way it makes you feel. And I've never gotten drunk enough that it's fun for me. But the biggest part is I don't want to create a habit of something. Or even the other day, I was having like a really hard day. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with like having a drink if you're having a hard day. I just don't normally do that. But if you do that and you're able to control it, you know, I have always tried to make a habit. If it was like, with this said, I drink maybe 2 pina coladas a year that are on a cruise ship that are alcoholic. Like I don't drink. But that day I was like, I just felt the feeling like, oh my God, like I'd just love to drink a bottle of wine. Like I don't have a desire, but it felt like an escape. Like I would just be less stressed. And then I was like, that definitely means I should not do that, because I never want to be in a position that because I'm stressed out, I'm turning to alcohol. And that's just kind of been like a personal rule for me. I think if you're socially, I'm on a boat, I'm with like a bunch of friends, and I have one drink once a year, I don't necessarily, for me, see that that was a problem for me. But to say I feel really stressed out, I need a glass of wine, or I feel really stressed out, I need a drink. That's when I think you can create a problem before you know it. And I've just seen it in my own life a lot. And so that's my sobriety. So honestly, it's just better not to do it at all. But or this might actually offend a lot of people, and people might be like, I disagree completely. I'm a grown up, I can drink. And yes, you are. And yes, you can. Like, and meaning no offense whatsoever. This is just my personal experience of why I've chosen to be a sober adult. And that I think if more people talked about the pros and cons of it, I don't know, maybe more people would want to try it. This is just, I always feel so weird when I talk about certain, because I never want to be offensive or anything. I'm not judgmental. I'm not judgmental if you, for whatever you do, or I don't want anyone that it comes across that way. I just know that this is what my family's history was, and kind of I've chosen to not do that. Really got a lot of foundation on those, but it's because my ears are a little, I haven't self-tanned in a minute, and I should. And I do think sometimes things start with like one, you know, like one thing. And it's just like, just I just would prefer not for me. I definitely have a heart for people going through things like that. Okay. Let's do it, let's do it. I better get to it or I'm not gonna get to go to the farm. Yes, yes. Bom, bom, bom. A little bit of bronzer in your life. Da, 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 da. Ooh, I know this one. Okay, what are favorite worship songs that you go to? So if anyone is friends with me, they will be like, Courtney knows no music. I just don't know music. Love worship music. And I love anything by Christy Nockels. I love Stephanie Gretzinger. She's a really good artist. I could make a little list if you guys want worship music recommendations. I love Elevation Worship. I love Bethel. All of them. I really love a lot of worship music. I have always kind of felt in the same thing of if I'm going to be saying it over and over that our words have power. And I just feel I'm an easily convicted person. So I just feel easily convicted for speaking things that are, I don't know, like, is this edifying my soul? Is this having, and I do think music is powerful. And I love that if I'm going to spend my time singing, we're just going to be like praising the Lord. And I notice it even more with my kids. Like they'll be singing, say it's a country song with the words in it. You're like, I did not want to hear you singing about like another shot of whiskey. Like, I just don't. Ooh, anybody else have something that is their favorite? Oh, Brenda loves Casting Crowns. Such a good band. If you don't use setting powder, do you see what that just did to my face? So good. Okay, I have to be fast or we're really not gonna be able to go to the farm before we have to get kids from school. I know it's only 10:20, but we have a drive and I want to get to like enjoy it. This is Pink Apple from Ophir. This is the new Geo Sculpt bronzer from Ophir. I also just have found so many times where if you're just like singing and worshiping the Lord and you just feel the heaviness of like the goodness of God all over you, and I love listening to it while I drive. I love going through a hard time and feeling that. I love cleaning my house and just like blasting praise and worship music. I just feel like it literally fills my soul and I love it. And I do think other songs are great. I think they're fun to listen to. But this, it's just like it hits differently where I'm like, whew, I could have missed out on that moment with God by just spending a lot of my time just singing instead of spending my time like, I've had 4 kids, so I feel like I kind of have to work in trying to be intentional about my relationship with God, which might not even be the way it's supposed to be, but kind of I'm like, oh, I want to get a little extra 5 minutes here, get 5 minutes there, get 20 minutes here. And I do that through worship music. How cute is this ring? Also, I know it sounds silly, but like a God desire of your heart. I've been looking for 3 years for a black diamond ring. Do I find it coincidence that the very brand I work for launches it this is the exact ring that girl had, not the exact one, but do you know what I mean? It looked exactly like this. And the fact that they're like, oh, I found this, they decided to pick it up, whatever, and then send me one. No, I don't. Some people are like, well, that's just, you got lucky. Yeah, no, I did get lucky. Got lucky because it was like something, another like little gift. Little bit of brows. I'm just using, this is from Benefit, and just helps shape your face when you do brows. Alright. These I don't think have dropped yet, but when they do, you should try it. This is a sheer jelly. I'm not gonna do mascara today. Actually, I will. We're going out with our husband. We'll do mascara. Sometimes when I get sweaty, my eyes get sensitive when I have mascara on, but let's go for it. I do want to show you 2 pairs of sunglasses before we hop off, because I lost a pair of sunglasses, and then I have ordered multiple of these over the years. They have been my #1 sunglass. They're a bestseller, and I just got a new pair in to replace the ones I lost, and they are under $20 on Amazon, and they're so cute. Oh, Brittany, I hope you feel better. I'm so sorry. We will be praying for you and that COVID leaves your body quickly. I think that's some of what I love reading in the Bible. And you'll find like these little verses, like for example, like Noah had favor from the Lord, and you'll find things and you're just like, God, like put your name in it. Like, Lord, I just pray, like, just like Noah had favor with you, like, please give me favor, you know? Like, and you'll find these little verses where God will say something like, Solomon was a man of wisdom, or David was a man after the Lord's own heart. And you like hear these descriptions of these amazing people in the Bible, and I just love highlighting them and then taking, if you don't do this, it's just like a little Courtney tip. I love highlighting them, and then I love, like, I have a Bible you can write in, but, or a notebook or whatever, but I love highlighting something like that where it's a description about another person that you would love to be part of your identity in Christ. And then just writing off to the side, just, you know, like, I would love, like, God, help me to be a man after your own heart, you know, like, and praying those good things over yourself. Oh no, you can't get the prayer devotion to work. It's in the description of the video, but I'll post it in the comments. And I'll double check my link. It's also on my Amazon storefront. Would you guys be interested in going through, it might have to be a separate video, maybe, or maybe we do it on the same one, I don't know. Possibly doing like a prayer video together. Would you be interested in that? Candy, congratulations. Whoa, Tanya, you just got 3 pieces of jewelry. You're gonna love them. They're so nice. Did you get this one by chance? I'm obsessed with this. Like, it has a cute little, that medallion. It reminds you of like something you'd find in Rome or Greece. I haven't been to Greece yet. That's on my list. Just put it all on your list. Just like, God, I don't know how this can happen, but if it's your will, let it happen. I truly believe that's how I got into like travel. Most of the trips we've traveled on have been free. Is that not unbelievable? But also, like, you say, well, that couldn't happen to me. You don't know that. You'd have a family member, a friend, somebody who needs an extra +1. So, like, God can just make things happen. It's just amazing. Okay, this is the shade Mocha Glow, and it's just a lip gloss, but it's very velvety and not sticky. Ooh, Rhonda just got Christmas presents. That is a great idea. I cannot believe it's almost time. I've got to start working on that for you guys. Of like Christmas content. It's done. I feel like this brow is way longer than this one because I added a little to the front, and we're gonna add a little to this side because they don't match. What I mean by that is I added like a little bit here with just a flicking motion. And I use my spoolie to kind of, there we go. Okay. Okay, the lip gloss is not out yet, but it's from Ophir. It's gonna come out soon, and it is so good. It's gonna be their Hue Hydrator Sheer Jelly. But their new bronzer, the Geo Glow, I believe, and then their new cheek tones in Pink Apple are already out. And setting powder, all of that. Okay, you guys, sunglasses. Okay. These I have ordered multiple times. They are so cute. They look like the Crew, they're like expensive, $200 or something. And these look like them, but they're under 20. But I have the ones that are white and brown. That's the one I lost. But then I saw these and they were just leopard and kind of, they just give, they're so cute. And they don't have, this is why I love them, because we go to the beach a lot. That's probably where I lost them. But they don't have hooks right here, so you can put them up on your head and they never get hooked. Right, it's not so cute. So I have the link for these in the description of the video too, or on my Amazon storefront. So this is, how cute. Don't they look expensive? I love it when you get something, that is what I love. I love when I find something that was cheap, but it looks expensive. That is my favorite combo. Because to me, these look super high-end. They're so cute. Okay, so this one is the like tortoisey one, and then I'll show you the other one. Tortoise. I love a good tortoise. Does anybody else love tortoise? I do. I'm a big fan. I also am a big fan of glasses that if my child stepped on them, I'm not like losing my mind. Okay, this is the one that I have had multiple times. Look at these. Is that not so cute? It has like this, it's tortoise, but it also has this really pretty white. And some of them have had more white here, and these have kind of more brown here with white on the edges. So it's like mixed pattern, so you don't know exactly. Is that not so cute? This one's got less white than the last pair that I had. So keep that in mind when you order, if you order this one, that it might have more white here or it might have more brown, but it's so cute. I just feel like they are a good sunny. Okay, I'm gonna show you my full outfit. You ready for it? Kind of pulled ourselves together. If I wasn't worried about getting dirty goat feet on my shirt. I'll keep my outfit on, but I'm gonna throw on something really janky in a minute, which is so sad because this outfit is cute. Okay, here's my purse. Okay, here we go. What do you think? I have worn these little mesh shoes with so many outfits. I've almost poked my toe out. I wore these all over Europe. They were $20 at H&M. I linked those in the video too. I love them. If you, here, I'm gonna move my rug so you can kind of see my foot. But if you struggle with, like, what do you pair with this outfit, you know? I feel like these are great because they're not necessarily like a sandal, but they're not, I don't know, they're just so cute. So anyways, here's our full little outfit. Cute stuff today. Thank you, Lavender Blue, for a discount code for everybody for 40% off. Thank you to this company, Collagen, for sending me another pair of sunglasses when I lost mine. And they're so cute. And if you have questions about anything, you can send me a message. I feel like this is a fun outfit. I was really struggling earlier of whether or not I was gonna pull myself together. I think it was the greasy hair or who knows what. But isn't that amazing that just a pair of sunglasses and some jewelry too, that you're like, oh, it just makes you, it's just cute. Like, add something totally different to a look by adding like a little bit of jewelry and some sunnies. It's so cute. Classy, classy. The link for the shoes are in the description of the video, or you can drop the word me below and I can send you links for everything to your inbox. So anyways, wish me luck. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to go to the farm. As long as we leave here by 11, I think we'll have enough time to go there, play, or whatever you call it, and then come back. So who has 40% off? Lavender Blue. With my code, you get 40% off. So it's for jewelry. So like this ring, little medallion. They have tons of jewelry. So many cute things. So anyways, we will probably be hearing that you ruined the top. I know, I'm like, I just think I look so cute right now. I don't know if I want to change. But I also don't want to ruin it because Zara has like kind of increased their pricing lately. Used to have like a Zara shirt was like $16 or $20 and now they're like more expensive. So I don't know. I'll probably like throw on just a t-shirt. But it's so funny. All right, you guys, I love you. I hope you have the best day, and we'll keep doing this little living a life of prayer journey together. So, bye guys.